G'day, legends. It's Jai, that Aussie metal guy here. Before we get stuck into another great interview brought to you by Crannk.com and thatmetalstation.com, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe, and that way you can keep up to date with all the best music and interviews from all over the world.
Oh, absolutely.
Exactly what we are here for. Jim Taylor, Lenny, this is an absolute pleasure. We get to talk Lenny, all about their latest EP, Sympathetic Antipathy, as well as bloody everything else. How have you been, guys?
Wonderful.
You know what I love is how the way you say the title though. Like in the States, it's a tongue twister.
Yeah.
A sympathetic, but when you say it and it flows off your tongue.
Beautiful.
A sympathetic antipathy.
Yeah, I know.
Can you say that again, please? Please, can you say that?
Sympathetic antipathy.
Oh my God, that's so. It's way better than I say it or Jim. Like, no offense, Jim. I mean, I love you, bro. Because Jim's got the radio voice too. But I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. I love it. That's great.
It's a really great EP, guys. I've been hanging for this. I had a chat with you when you about the "Letting You Down" single, Lenny,
Absolutely.
and it was a great chat that kind of stuck with me. I had a chat. I was talking to Jim outside of this as well through Messenger. It was an absolute pleasure getting to know you guys, man. And can you tell me all about making this EP? Because I know it originally started for you, Lenny, as making a track for your mother. In honor of your mother, that song there, "The Letting You Down," and then it kind of turned into a whole EP with you guys. Tell me a little bit about making this EP, man, because it's a fucking amazing EP, and I'm absolutely loving it.
Well, one, thank you so much. I mean, we'd love you to do that. It's so cool. It's just it's such a crazy, wild experience of how it happened and everything. And but Jim's been there from day one, and when we went in to do it, the song we went in isn't even on the EP, just so you know. That's right, correct. Jim? Right.
That's
so there
correct.
is a song we did that's not even on the EP. But then at some point through the process, it became evident that we need to make this something like something,
Right.
And that's why we ended up doing it like that. And then it was just like so much stuff going on, and my mom passing away after years of battling ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease, I mean, there's so many things out there, right? And everybody wants to just eradicate them all. And when it touches you, so for us, it was one of those things where it was like just personal, and we just kept writing this stuff and recording this stuff, and it just kept evolving, and mutating, mutating into Red Jim. I mean, we went into one session in Atlanta. It was supposed to be one song. And again, that song isn't even on the EP. We just kept right. We kept rocking and rolling.
We'll send that to you, Jay. It's way different from the rest of the pack, but at the same time, it's not. It kind of has its own feel. But I think if we might revisit it, I think
it's definitely. I mean, it'll be out there at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
But we're rocking and rolling with this thing right now, and with the COVID thing.
Oh yeah,
God, and everything was put on hold in every aspect of the world. Everything. Nobody knew what was going on. So for us, though, it was almost a blessing in disguise. We went back into these tunes and kind of went there were a couple of times where it was like, hey, dude, you sang that line really, really awesome, but you might be able to do it better. And since we had more time, since we had time now, it was like, you might be able to do it better. And then it's like, in other words, I could do it better. Okay, I get it. All right, fine. But we had that option, you know what I mean? So you could always kind of 2 years of weirdness for us was like, well, let's go back into everything. Let's dive back into it and see what's up and everything. And not stuff at Turkey, not we didn't throw on 10 guitar solos or anything like that. No. We just went back into the music and started thinking about what was going on in the world, in our lives and everything too, and everything. And we're well, we have this time now, we can kind of dive back into this and see what happens, Right? I don't know, Jim. What do you think?
We were ready actually to release it independently because we had friends that really took to it, and they were far more a little more acoustic based. They were certainly not as heavy as these became.
Yeah.
And they were a lot more acoustic based, and they actually had, like, the drums were actually, Morgan still did what he did on drums, but they were electric. And
we started with Morgan on an electronic, electric or electronic?
Like a Roland Brain, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was that
Like cool shit. And he was
Yeah.
still doing his thing. But yeah, Morgan
killer.
Rose on an electric drum kit.
Right.
Right? Like, Jay, I could see your face where you're like, yeah, that's some nonsense.
Like, what? Yeah.
What?
I'm sure
So
you can make it sound
Lowery.
good. It's Morgan. I bet you can make that electric drum kit sound like the fucking beast, man.
Oh, he did.
Oh,
It was kind of crazy because
Absolutely.
but he was the one that he decided, he was like, nah, we need to, like,
beef them up.
let's do this. And then so anything you hear now is Morgan on a drum kit, not electric at all. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you know, just right. So Jimmy, go on.
And then Corey Lowery was he had written the guitar lines on acoustic, the acoustic and bass lines, and it was funny because he when I first started revisiting, okay, how do we make this sound with the guitars? How do we make it sound with whatever, what do I, keys, all this? It was like, okay, how do I figure? And I asked him, hey bro, what the hell tuning is this? He was like, Jim, I don't know. So I was literally going from scratch and be like, okay, Lenny's singing this, and I rebuilt the chord structures.
Yep.
And it was.
We do that for Jim a lot, by the way. We just tell Jim to figure it out.
It's not all that.
We're like, hey, Jimmy, we just did this like F sharp diminished shit. I don't know what. You figure it out.
Right.
We're gonna be at the Mexican taco stand. You just, you figure that out, man. We'll see you later on. And then he'll be like, okay. Okay. And he'll do it.
I appreciate that. But it was.
I'm sorry. I'm just being honest, man.
No. It blew on a personal level.
Yeah.
It blew my mind because it was like, okay, you have Corey Lowery, who was in Stuck Mojo, and Dark New Day, Saint Asonia. You've got Morgan, who's been
Seven Dust
Well, Lowery,
at the moment now.
Dust.
Oh, wait. But how about but Jimmy? Let's talk about real quick.
I actually interviewed Corey as well.
Yeah, and exactly. Corey's
He's
who
really
doesn't love Corey.
He's
Corey's
a cool guy,
awesome.
man.
But we were in the room with him when he got the gig with Caesar. Come on,
yeah.
We're
that's
literally sitting next to him when he's like, "Oh my god!"
He's like,
I don't know what he didn't say. "Oh my god!" I'm just saying that's my word.
He's looking on his phone and he goes, Jim.
Yeah, literally. We're in a session. We're in a session. Totally.
I was recording mandolin.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm working with an Ebo and doing my thing, and he goes, he's vaping. He's like,
yeah, totally.
Dude.
Now Corey also, by the way, his arms are the size of my thighs.
Yeah.
He's like,
I mean,
he does
he's cool.
He does martial arts or jiu-jitsu or something like that. Because I remember chatting to him and he said he was going with his daughter and that, and we were talking about some of the restrictions, and he was still able to get to do all that stuff with his daughter,
totally
which was
right,
like
man.
so cool because it's like the one sport I actually watch is like your jiu-jitsu and your MMA and that. So I was like, fuck yeah,
Right.
Corey.
I'm with you. Yeah,
And
absolutely. Rock and roll. I'm with you
scary enough.
1,000%.
he's scary enough not being a martial artist.
Oh yeah, he's scary because he's so cool. But he's one of those dudes that, like, he'll look at you like, sure. Like he'll like look into your soul,
almost like reading you as he's looking at you.
Yeah, like you want to dig a little deeper. And then in the corner there's literally a shovel.
Oh, that shovel,
a shovel. Now, it literally there's a shovel. Now, because
he has daughters though, so it's probably good
exactly,
to keep the shovel
but that's
in the
not
corner, dude.
No, Jay, I love you so much. That's
Not wrong.
the whole point. We thought the same thing. We thought, oh my god, the shovel. But
what's that for?
like he was all about, no, man, it's about dig deeper.
Yeah.
Which was like, we're all like, this guy's gonna kill us.
Yeah. Right.
And instead he was like, no, the shovel means dig deeper.
Yeah.
You Neanderthals. It was.
Yeah.
It was.
And here we
Very
are
cool.
thinking he's got daughters or he's going to kill
Exactly.
someone. This is a warning.
Like, I'll kill you. Now, granted, he will.
And that's
kill
how
you.
I'm gonna do it. You know,
But-
all right.
But meanwhile, no, he was like, no, when you're in my studio, the shovel means dig deeper. But
yeah.
I'm like, dude, I see your arms
Yeah,
and the shovel, and I'm just like, dig deeper means something different to me. I'm from New York.
yeah, it's a way
You
different
know,
party.
it's a different party. It's like
Yeah.
dig deeper means swim with the fish type of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, but not at all, you know.
But it was incredible. It was really cool because like for me at least, I mean, Lenny himself has like, he's like the Kevin Bacon, 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, because we work with a very diverse group, of dudes. And
Diverse. I call them different things, but diverse is good.
but like
Right, Jay?
but like to sit there,
Fuck cunt.
they were
That's it. There's varying degrees. You're either a shit cunt or a good cunt. Like it's sort of two.
Yeah, you're either a shit cunt or you're a good lad. Yeah, there's no in between.
Lenny told me about the last interview about the etymology of the C word in varying degrees.
Yeah, I mentioned that in the last interview. If anyone wants to check it out.
Part of me feels like that's why I wanted to talk to Jay so I could say cunt.
Yeah, that's it.
Because apparently it's okay.
It's
in
okay,
Australia.
especially on my show.
And Jim and I were also talking about, we're trying to figure out like time zones. I'm like, dude, it's like literally night and day. If we're drinking wine, he's drinking coffee. And vice versa. Whatever.
I had a long,
which is wild, which is so cool. I mean, wait, what's that? What you drinking, motherfucker? What is it?
Trogs. It's called Haze Charmer.
Oh, nice.
Very good. Yeah, very good.
Hazy pale.
Yeah. It's
like
very
cloudy
good.
pale.
That's a pale ale.
Yeah.
What do you call a cloudy? What do you call it? A cloudy something?
Yeah. Cloudy pale ale. Cooper's pale, dude. You probably like that. That's more of a cloudy, like the Cooper's pale ale.
I'll look for
Aussie
that.
beer.
I wonder if they Cooper's. Okay, I'll have to look that up. That's very cool. We had what the heck? I was trying to think of
Don't hurt yourself,
every metal band has a beer now. What's that?
Yeah, they do, don't they? And what I'm like, and comics, dude, comics. Isn't it cool when you see some of the bands doing the comics, man?
Oh
yeah. Like so mentioning Corey, another I'm from Pennsylvania. I'm not far from Lenny, but I'm in Pennsylvania. He did the band Crowbot.
Yep.
And it was funny. So Brandon and Chris were down there recording with Corey, and I knew where they were because Corey's got he's got a big head of the Incredible Hulk on there, but it wasn't even that photo.
Which Hulk is it? Which Hulk?
It was the Green Hulk, not Red Hulk. It was just regular,
the old school,
right?
The buff. I know the head.
The head.
Right?
Yeah.
That shit is like $300 easily.
Oh yeah. And he's sitting there, but it was the back of Corey's. At the time Corey had.
I know what you're talking
hair.
about.
Yeah.
You piece of shit. I know what you're talking about.
And he's sitting there, and all I see is I was like, I know those traps. And I said, that's Corey Lowery. You're recording in Atlanta. And Brandon hits me back, and he was like, "How the hell did you know that?" And I was like, "I know that back anywhere."
Yeah. Well, we're a little OCD. We know shit. Like for instance, like, I mean, my dad lives with me, and if I open up the dishwasher and there's like a glass missing, I'm like, who the fuck took a glass out of this? Because I know how many. I mean, I have OCD like nobody's business. But I know how many dishes and glasses I put in this dishwasher.
Yeah.
And there's one missing.
And there's one missing.
Took it? Who the fuck took it?
Who took it? Oh man. But yeah.
Usually it's me.
Yeah.
So keep going.
Yep.
You keep going.
No, it's just no. No, let's Jay. We're terrible people. we're terrible.
I love you guys.
People.
You're awesome.
What are we doing here? I don't even know what we're doing.
I want to mention, dude. I want to ask though, because I really love this track as well. I loved it when you're done with the Infinite Staircase, but you've also remastered it for this album as well. No Amends, and I've just rediscovered it, man. And that kind of really hit me in the feels, man. Like, really great track, and I'm glad you've brought it back for this EP because it just sits so damn well with what you guys are about, and the feel of that track just really hits you right in them feels at the end of that EP, man. Really, really cool. And I'm glad you guys brought it back and remastered it for this EP.
That's awesome. No, we appreciate it.
So, I mean, that, I don't even know what to say to that because it's so, that song originally was written about a dear lady friend of mine.
Yeah.
That joined the 27 Club. We've spoken about this and everything, And now years pass, and songs and everything, and life takes on different meanings, and we're still doing this. And Morgan was like, man, let's do that song. Let's put it back. Morgan felt like he was like, we need more people to listen to that song.
Yeah.
And I was like, I feel the opposite. I feel like we should just let it rest. Let's just, because it's just brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah, it is.
But at the same time, it's what we do. It's what we do.
We've started playing that actually last weekend was the first time we brought it to the rest of our guys, to Rob, Stevie, and Mike.
Yep.
And
those motherfuckers.
We
those
brought
cunts. Wait, I'm allowed to say cunt on your show, right?
Yeah, that's it.
I'm pretty sure I'm allowed to say cunt,
there it is.
which is so good. Cunt.
We played it for the first time last weekend, and we actually kind of not to compare it, but we sort of did like the Unforgiven, where we gave it we do start acoustically, but when that middle hits, we add a bum 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 pow. If only it has a bigger, bigger.
That's good. I like that. That's good.
Yeah,
that's good. I like that.
And then we added like an end after like the coda of when we meet again. We actually come back to the main chorus riff and just gave it this different thing. But there's so much going on with that song that Lenny and Morgan wrote, and then the guitarist on it is actually Chris Caffrey.
Yeah,
from Sabotage and Trans-Siberian Orchestra. I have not met Chris yet. I'm dying to. And good friend of Lenny's. And he's up there in New York making his hot sauce when he doesn't play music.
Which is awesome, by the way. God,
that's what I hear. But he's an incredible. I've seen Trans-Siberian with him, and it was him and Alex Skolnick. And I'm a big Testament fan. And I was like, just to think about that, that was in 2007, 2008. 10 years later.
I'm looking at that back. Sorry.
What are you looking at?
I'm looking at Jay's background, the Black Sabbath, the purple black.
Oh yeah.
Thing.
Yeah.
Digging that as
I know.
That was when they come over in 2016. Black Sabbath.
That's pretty cool.
And then we got the Sarcoptic back here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you guys, but I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I got, my brain don't work so well. So when I see something, I'm like, oh, colors. Which is why I also think I enjoy a lot of different things. But what's up? Let me hear where you're coming from, because that smile is going on.
I'm glad you said something, because I'd actually moved everything over onto this wall as well, because I had this place for a little while. I moved out, and I'm living by myself, single dad now. So it's like my lounge room is set up as my office now.
Cool.
So I've got my flags
man.
all in the backdrop. I actually messed around with that last week, trying to make it look a little better, because I do the same, Lenny. I sit there and I look at things in the background of these videos.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. Oh, totally. Like first, like anytime I do like a Skype thing, guess what? I don't of course I look at my face and everything, but I look at make sure there's nothing fucking weird in the background, because you don't want like
No.
giant crooked
I'm trying
dildo
to
back
think.
there. or
Big
something.
dildo. It's a fuck.
Dude,
I thought I
it
put
was
that
like-
away.
Just like,
damn.
I don't know.
Put
I mean,
my
to
gimp
just-
suit
oh,
away. Shit, I didn't
right,
leave that
it's
gimp
just-
suit hanging
yeah,
again.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm like, you know what, Jay? It's good to see Black Sabbath instead of a black fucking dildo. I don't know. Whatever. You know, I mean,
Hanging down there.
and if that was the case, I would still support you. I'd still be like, Jay, I love you to death. You're in Australia. I'm in Staten Island. Fuck this shit. This is awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Come on.
Things are different.
How can
down
we
under.
like this is ridiculous. Let's just be honest. This is kind of ridiculous. I don't know. Right, Jimmy? Look at Jimmy. Jimmy's dude, I like what do we call that? What do we call what your do is, Jimmy? Come on. Your do. What are you doing? Your hair. What's going on?
Oh, I just did the undercut thing.
I like it.
Yeah,
I'm just
the
asking.
undercut, yeah. I know. I never know what to do with my bloody hair. It's either grow it or shave it. I'm like,
Right.
Well, but you got the headphones on, so you could, and that's why I got the hat on, because I could do like, oh shit, yeah, I got a bad hair day going on. Look at all this.
I mean, I'll wear like
that one's good.
you know,
I like
Oh
that one.
shit! Yeah,
Shit,
see,
that one's-
there
we
is.
go. It's showing us up now.
Wait, that's Jim Belofakai or some shit. Like, come on, man. No, I'm okay with that, but we got to come up with like a Russian name for you if you're gonna wear that. I don't care. It's okay.
well, I have very
Like-
my my room here is all guitars and mandolins and things and I got model ships and mine's weird, and then you have like my wood paneling back here, so it's
Hey, don't make excuses.
it's the lab. So
You knew what this was. Okay.
I did.
All right.
Yes.
Are you gonna be the Amazing Spider-Man 2?
Oh,
Oh,
I tried to
never
watch that yesterday.
mind.
I did watch the Batman.
Yeah, good.
Incredible.
Yeah, I would want to watch that as well. I've had a few mates, man, and they're like, "Nah, that's good, dude," and they'd be the first to say if it was shit. You know, I was a little and ahhing about
No.
Yeah, it's
it.
just
Pat, but I heard
another
he's done
Batman.
really well.
Yeah.
It's more of a detective story more than anything.
Okay.
I heard from more younger people saying it's pretty cool.
It's
when
awesome.
when I hear young people say it's cool, I'm like, it's either cool or it's not cool. It's one or the other.
Right.
So it's either like
Well,
shit or really
for
good.
when-
It's one or the other.
When I guess all of us were kids, Michael Keaton was it.
Yeah, dude. We're all around the same
You
age
know.
for sure.
Yeah. And
Oh, no.
like I
Oh,
saw
for
that
sure.
in the theater.
There is
And,
this young awesome girl that I play trying to teach guitar and everything. She's so cool and everything, right? And she goes, "Hey Lenny, I just watched a new Batman movie." And I go, "Oh wow." Because in my brain, I'm like,
Yeah.
you have no idea how old I am. So I've seen like 12 Batmans, one of them being
yeah.
George Clooney,
Yep.
which
No.
maybe die a little inside. There's so many. And
Val Kilmer.
so Val Kilmer,
Val
oh
Kilmer,
my
yeah.
God, right there, there's been, and now this new thing, but
Yeah.
the youngins seem to like it. And she was like, "Oh, it's really cool." I'm like, "Wow." And this girl maybe like 13 years old, something like that.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, okay, so what's going on? And when I even brought up, like, yeah, the reason for me to be a little weird is because another Batman. And she was like, "Another? What do you mean another?" And to her, it was the first Batman. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're
Right.
right. She was like, "Oh
Mhm.
shit." So you don't even realize this is an
6.
ongoing, like, oh my God. So it's interesting though. That
Officially.
here, and now I feel like we're kind of the guys that are like living. We're like, we're the guys that are like, holy shit, we should have been dead a long time ago. And we're witnessing this shit, and it's cool. It's cool. There's a lot
Yeah.
of cool shit out there. Musically, I think there's a lot of cool shit going on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Politics and like world governments and religion and everything. Maybe let's not talk about that. But as far as music and people go,
Right.
I love it. Like the
Look at-
music and the people are awesome. Music and
Look at the-
people are awesome.
And look at the different genres that are coming together. Like I think about that recent thing with Ed Sheeran and Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah.
That was real.
I love that track.
Right.
I hammered it, man. That was really cool, man.
Miley Cyrus and Metallica.
Yeah, that was a good track. That one, I really dug that track. I kind of wanted to hate it, dude. And I know a few other I kind of wanted to hate it. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put this on and I'm just going to fucking hate it and I'm going to be able to tear it apart. But I actually really, really loved it.
With you on that too.
Her voice, man, was just fucking unreal. It made me think about her in a whole different light as well. Correct. Just hearing her voice. I've probably never given her the time just because of all, being what it is. But I heard that and I was like blown away as well. And then that was really cool, that Blacklist, man. The amount of bands they had on their bands, like Weezer, I think, done something. And it was cool for just to see all these different bands do that. It was different, but it was really, really cool.
No doubt. And that's and a while, the collaborative spirit. I think COVID might have bred that a lot more.
I think if nothing else with COVID, like Jay, I don't know how it affected you professionally, but for us out here, we got almost like 2 years of to just go back into everything and just be like, hey, since nothing's going on anyway, let's go back and figure out, is this,
and we rehashed it and spent because we started this, at least with me and Len, 2017. So this has taken us 5 years to do this. And there's other songs that I'm so glad we just did the 5. And because the stuff that
we have plenty more
stuff. That didn't see the light of day, which is another track that is going to go on the next one.
Yeah, cool.
And that it was really, we were just starting to hit something different, and with our boys now, Robbie, Mike, and Stevie, we're really still tinkering with different sounds. So
tinkering.
We have one that we've got one now that's Lenny's favorite, and it's called Her Curse, and I it was a guitar riff that I don't like to waste. If you don't end up using certain parts of a riff, you use it for something else. So I took 2 riffs that in particular, or it was 3 technically, but it was 3 riffs I really liked, combined a demo, and I presented it, and then Lenny, I'll send you the video we posted on YouTube. It was awesome to track the demo with Bob at his studio. Bob Pantella, he's with Atomic Bitchwax and Monster Magnet, and I tracked it. In fact, I'm looking at the guitar right here, and laid that down, and to watch Lenny create this, so the riff was there, and then for him to literally, he was scatting out lyrics and then came up with, to me, some of us really very ethereal sounding lyrics. We're really excited for, this was definitely a really cool thing, and finally we're seeing the light of day on it. We run the whole gamut on every song. We end it with the ballad. No Amends definitely needed to see the light of day, but to start the record with the screaming,
I was going to mention that. That's in your face, wasn't it? When I heard that, and I'm like, grab that, put it in, and that hit me, and I'm like, dude, this is cool. But
slam.
Yeah, it was.
Appreciate that. And then you have a song like Plastic, which is almost kind of very almost an Arabian feel to it, with maybe Spanish accents. But it was really interesting to hear that. And then the breaks on that and very big choruses. And then you got a song like Miracle, which to me, that almost has a Southern metal groove on it, like Letting You Down. You look at Letting You Down, and it's so funny, you're hearing those big choruses again, and then that middle breakdown, which for the long, I called it the I'm Broken riff. Yep. And Morgan he's like, what do you mean? I was like, dude, listen to it. I'm hearing, na 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 na, bum bum bum, 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 bum. It has that Southern drive. And Lenny, that's like the solo Lenny recorded. I'll send that video. We ought to post that, Len, of him recording the guitar solo, because it was funny because he was like, "We need another guitar solo for Letting You Down." Like, what was there really good, but I think we need to knock that out of the park. Lenny sits there with that Zemaitis, and the look on Morgan's face when he hit it was like a proud dad, like, okay, that's it, record that. And then, and to talk about the team of guys who we wrote with, not only Morgan, not only Corey, Jose Urquiza from 3 Years Hollow, Justin Taylor from Alborn, and then our engineers, Mr. Fluff Harley. I got a shout out to him. Chris Collier and Mike Ferretti, among others. Ferretti did, Lenny, 3 of 7 Dust records?
Yep, easily.
I think that's right. And then you've got Chris Collier and Fluff. They just did the Korn record that just came out.
Yeah.
So at the same time that we just released this, I was like, "Fluff, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, nothing much, man. I'm here with Monkey." What? And it was like, it's just an honor to just be part of this. And in the way, we're always trying something different. We don't want to overcrowd, we're a vocally driven band, definitely.
Yeah.
And we're actually experimenting that more and more every time we rehearse, like every time. But we're not like a dueling lead band.
Yeah.
So we want people to be able to, man, it's heavy to listen to, but at the same time, their lyrics, the Leonard here, and Morgan, and wherever it hits, you've got it lyrically, it'll appeal that way, but also we're big Alice in Chains, Pantera, and Metallica fans. We can throw.
Yeah, I know.
We can throw.
Yeah, but it doesn't. This album, it doesn't need that. You know what I mean? It starts out heavy with the screaming. It's that's not what you guys are going for. It's like, you can play heavy and like fucking probably do like another death metal album like all the other ones out there, but it's not right for you guys. This is perfect for you guys, and this for me, this just the antipathy and antipathizes the band and what you guys stand for. It's an amazing EP. Everyone's got to go along and grab it, put it in the stereos, crank it really bloody loud. Guys, this has been an absolute pleasure. I could talk for another bloody half hour, all bloody day, man, but we got to sign out.
Man.
Any last words, shout outs, and thank yous you'd like to add in there, guys?
I would love to just say thank you, sir, because it's always a pleasure talking with you.
Absolutely.
And you're one of the coolest dudes in the, you're at any given time, the sun is rising by you and it's setting by me, right?
That's the one, brother.
Literally, we couldn't be further apart geographically, but artistically, and I see you're passionate, man. So thank you for everything. And please, anytime you ever want to talk, man, love you.
Cheers, absolutely.
Absolute love, man. Thanks. Cheers, guys.
Same.